What's up, people? My name is Danon, and of course, I'm sitting next to the Queen,
Lee Netia, y'all know who it is.
and we are Team Tasby. Look, we just excited to be here. First of all, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We back for another episode, and matter of fact, this is another part to the last episode we just finished about vision. So we covered vision and we covered clarity. So we're gonna finish. Well, we did go into a little bit of structure.
Yeah.
Finish. We're gonna start back with structure and finish up the second part of what we started last episode. But before we do,
Hey, I got a question for you, babe.
for me,
Yeah, I got a question for you.
what is it?
I'm going to reverse it.
She
How
doing-
was
she
your...
Doing she doing the reverse Uno
Yeah,
on me.
Uno. How was your week?
Oh man, why did you have to ask me how was my week? So honestly, I had a rough week. I'm not gonna even say I did not injure myself at the gym where I sprained my groin and I had to go to the doctor, get some shots and get some medication. So I've been in recovery. Thank you for helping
You're
me
welcome,
through
babe.
this
You're
period
welcome.
of recovery. Look,
Yes.
life is life. Sometimes
sure is.
things happen, and look, we are here to support each other
Yeah.
when we go up, down,
Yep.
sickness, health, rich or poor.
Poor, yeah.
And
That's
our
it.
vow. So my wife has been really helping me through this process. Like I said, I really injured myself real bad at the gym. I didn't even know it till
Yeah.
like the next day because I went to bed, woke up, and I was just stiff.
Yeah.
And it was just really the pain that I just had to go. And I'm not a doctor's person. I had a quad repair,
Mm. Yeah.
and my doctor told me I had to stay in the hospital, and I didn't stay
gosh.
overnight.
Lord. Yeah. I
So-
remember
and
that.
that was like going on 13 years
Ooh,
ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, they wanted me to stay at the hospital, and he was like, "I recommend you stay," and I was like, "I'm not staying." And they had to put my quad muscle back and attach me with my kneecap. So that's how extensive the surgery was, but I didn't stay. So I knew I needed to go to the doctor, our family doctor, and kind of see what had happened. And yeah, I injured myself real bad
Yeah.
last week. So that's what that's what happened, and that was our highlight. But look, everything was cool. I don't complain about it. We had a good time together.
did.
We got to have those moments where
Yeah.
we was talking. We got
Yeah.
to read. We got to kind of share.
Relax.
Yeah, just chill, relax.
Yeah.
Got a day off for work.
Yep.
So it was
Look,
cool.
eat ice cream together. Our
had
favorite
some-
ice cream.
Yeah, we had
Cookies
some
and
ice cream, watched a little movies.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all just bad, but yeah, we don't those kind of things happen in life.
Yeah,
But
this is it.
other than that, man, we just keep rolling, keep going, and do the best we can with what God give us.
Yeah.
So-
So true.
But
That's
thank you,
good.
babe.
You're
I wanna
welcome,
thank you,
babe. I
man.
appreciate.
Yeah, no,
I-
I appreciate you, man.
I'm just saying, I know it's times where I need your help, so I appreciate
Oh
it.
no, man, that's what we here for,
Yeah.
man. We here. That's what we here to do.
Yeah.
Not only share our moments of the valley moments, but also just kind of be transparent with our community. Somebody else is dealing with something.
Oh, yeah.
And they just may needed that encouragement. So
Yeah.
keep going, keep pushing
Yeah.
as we jump into this week's episode. So let's talk about it. We're gonna jump in and talk about structure.
All right, structure.
And I think structure was a big part of helping us stay on task with doing this.
It sure
Because
is.
when life happens,
Man.
structure keeps you out of your
It
feelings.
sure do. Because the feelings is what makes you really want to stop. Be like, oh, I don't feel like it today. Oh, my feelings telling me I just need to stay in this bed.
Yeah, it will. That's yeah.
This bed is feel real good. It's calling me. And I think I'm going to sit in here for 30 more
But
minutes.
to be honest, that did happen. It was some days like we was just in the bed. We was just chilling. Cause I'm hurt, of course, and it's like she was taking full advantage of that bed. We was like we in there together, cause no, I ain't in the bed.
Yes.
But I know it happens sometimes. The bed gonna win. it happens. But when you have a structure, it keeps you out of your feelings like, no, I got to get up and do this. We have to work on the outline.
Yeah.
We have structure and different strategies. And I think another word you like to use is systems.
Yeah.
We have systems in play that helps us when we don't feel like it. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. And let's talk, since we're talking about structure, I will give my definition and you can kind of,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's just going to be real brief. Look, y'all, it's brief because there's nothing complicated about it. It's structure to me is just keeping the framework of what your vision is to give you the actual steps so you can actually see your progress and to keep it organized. That's what I think structure is, to keep your vision organized.
Like I said, for me, it's when you get in your feelings. When you don't feel like doing something, you know, I'm going to read 2 pages today. That's my system. That's my structure. If I do more, that's good. But the bare minimum, I think it sets you up for the minimum.
Yeah.
That you stay consistent with doing the minimum. If you do over, okay, yeah. You went to the gym, you said, my structure says I need to go to the gym for 20 minutes
That's it.
and work out. But if you stay an hour, hey, you met your goal and you did it, you exceeded it. So that's how I view structure. What you laughing at?
Because I'm thinking about, I remember you telling me some dude you watched that said something about the gym. He just said, long as he opened the door, that was his goal, just to open the door to the gym and go there and sit there. Did he just sit there? Well, he said, long as he go there.
I know it's two references of that. One is the heaviest weight at the gym is the door. That's the heaviest weight at the gym, the front door. Getting in there. Once you get in there, you kind of get in the move.
Yeah.
You try to get in the swing of things. I believe what you're talking about is when it may have been in this book we was reading, Atomic Habits. Like sometimes you just need to go into the gym.
Yeah.
Like get there. Like don't think about how much you got to run, what you got to lift. Get there. Once you get there, you can sit down. If you push the water fountain, you got in the gym and you can leave because you are building that habit of at least going.
Yes.
A lot of people won't even take that initiative to go. So I believe that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think starting small is nothing, just don't overdo it, because you have to break things down. So break your structure down. Like you said, losing the weight. Okay, so every morning, set a time. I say that. Set a time in the morning after I read or whatever you do. Then say, okay, I'm going to get up and do 20 push-ups. That can be it. It don't have to be nothing else. If it's 20 push-ups and 20 sit-ups, you have done something. And that's a part of just getting into the habit and putting a structure. Say you want to lose weight, right? So you break that down from that. How am I going to lose those 20 pounds?
Right.
I'm going to do it within 2 months. In 2 months, how I'm going to break that down?
Right.
The 2 months, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up. I'm going to do the sit-ups, 20 sit-ups, and I'm going to do the 20 push-ups. That's breaking it down. So it keeps getting broken down to smaller fractions. So you don't think it has to be a big, huge thing. So it's like taking it bigger, smaller. That's all it is. It's just keep breaking it down.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we get this big dream, this big goal in our head, and it's too much. So what you have to learn how to do is take that big goal and, like my wife said, break it down into a fraction where you can apply it in your everyday life. Can you do 10 sit-ups? You might can't do 100 or 1,000 sit-ups today. Your goal might be to do 1,000 sit-ups. Can you do 2 sit-ups? Can you do 2 push-ups? Can you save $10?
Yes.
Can you cut back 1 donut? Can you? Like, if you could break it down the structure into a fraction where you can apply it to your everyday life, that's when you see change. And be
Yeah.
consistent. Don't
Yeah.
give up on the system
Yeah.
because you can manage to do that. If you want to be able to write a book, you can write 1 page a day, right?
That's it. Yeah.
You don't have to write 5,000
Thousand. Yeah.
pages. And that's overwhelming for anybody, even the best book seller. Most people that writes or do anything, they breaks it down into fractions. They do a little bit
At a time.
over a long time and get it done. Let's do a little recap. So last episode where we talked about vision, right? You got to have a vision for where you want to go for your family. You and your spouse need to sit down and put together a vision. That's the first step we talked about. The second was clarity. Really clarifying the details
Yeah.
of what you see, exactly what you see, and how does that look for your relationship, for your family, for your marriage. And then the third step is what
a
we're talking about
structure.
now, structure. When you do have those habits, you can put in place to say, this is where I see or we see. This is where we're going. Here's the habits. How does structure look for you, like on a daily basis?
So every day we get up, we do this same routine. We get up at a certain time. We have already created the system of knowing what time we have from our house to our jobs. Even if I'm going to say nowadays, most people work from home. Even
Right.
if you work from home, you still know what time you got to be on that computer.
Yes.
So from there, that's the system you starting because your time, that's when. Once you get to your job, you clock in. Once you clock in, you don't go take another break as soon as you get there. No, you go start your job by setting up everything you need for that day to help you get through the process of completing your work. So that's a system, and you have to go according to their SOP that's in the description of what your job title is. So that's a system. And I know for me, I'm a histotech. So I know our job duties are to cut tissue. So we set up our water bath, set up our microtome. We get all the tools we need for the tissue to pull the tissue out the microtome and place the tissue onto the water bath. After the water bath, we put it on the slide. After we put it on the slide, we stain it. After we stain it, we look at it to make sure that it actually did stain. There's no complications. There's nothing that went wrong with the stain. So we're reviewing it, which we call QC. So after we QC it, we give it to the pathologist. After the pathologist read it, he gives you a diagnosis or he asks us for more stain. That's the system. Now, I was able to, for beta, tell you what our system is in our job. A structure.
No problem.
No problem. So you tell me why you cannot have a structure in your marriage.
I feel like people don't take their life as serious as their job. Like if you can go and those are just probably basic steps. And some people might have a more complex system that they go to at work. And you could do that for somebody else. You can make somebody else millions and billions of dollars, but you won't take out the time to do it for yourself, for your family, for your marriage. Like, I think that's lazy. I think there's people just don't want to take accountability.
And that's so backwards to me.
I just think they don't want to take accountability for their future, for their marriage. And we won't do that for our marriage. We won't do that for our relationship. We won't create a system or structure to better our relationships. But we'll do it for somebody else.
So do we think it's too hard? Or is it we don't want to actually sit down and take the time to create one?
I think it's two reasons. One, we're lazy. I said that already. And we're afraid. We're afraid maybe this won't work for me. Why am I going to do this? I can't see. I don't have the vision for my life to see this happening for me. It's easy for me to go and do this for somebody else
already
because
created.
it's already. You took the words out of my mouth.
feel
It's already there. It's already structured. It's put there. The system is already in place. I just need to go in there and work it. it's hard to create your own system because you don't have clarity, you don't have a vision. You got to have a vision. I believe last episode we read Habakkuk 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Write the vision and make
Make
it
it
plain
plain.
so people can read it and run with it, and it will not lie. It will be accomplished.
Yeah.
I just think we don't take the time first to get the what we want to do for as our vision and put it in a structure. And I just don't understand why we don't, in our marriages, in our relationships, in our families, take out the time to build a structure so we can see our own visions come to pass.
It's so good that we're talking about this because maybe we hadn't seen it. I know that's one. We haven't seen it. We're lazy in doing it. But I also think that we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves that we can create structure in our family. And you probably, like I said, you never seen it. You don't know where to start in structure. How do structure happen? Like you said, structure happen already. You're doing it already. You're doing it when you brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth every day.
You do it
I
when
hope, I hope, I hope and pray
okay.
that they, our people, y'all brush our
Yes,
teeth. We not
I'm
talking
like,
to y'all.
no,
We
no,
talking
no.
to somebody
No, no,
may be
no.
new to our
Yeah,
channel.
no,
We
no,
don't know you
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
But
No.
Team Tasby, our
Taz.
family, our people,
They brushing their
they
teeth.
brush their
They
teeth.
brushing their
Yeah,
teeth.
y'all doing it already.
Yeah,
That's what we saying.
already.
Yeah.
It's already structure. You got structure
Yeah,
already.
you already doing it.
So it's nothing difficult. I think you said I hope they brushing their teeth.
Yeah, you know, we can't assume about this day. Some people may not brush their teeth. They might feel like this is not the culture I'm in. You know, we got people doing all kind of stuff, man. All right, let's stay on topic, man. Come on, man.
Okay, that's you. But like simple things. Okay, another thing we do and don't think about it. I would say we put on deodorant.
She can't help it. She trying to give me. We do put on deodorant.
Put on deodorant.
Yeah.
We do. That's the structure.
I hope.
So
and pray.
I don't know why I keep him going.
Not the new. We know it's not our people.
No, it's not.
But no, you got to say that kind of stuff because everybody don't wear deodorant. And then you be thinking, hopefully you put on deodorant. It's just a part of your structure. And then somebody going to go in the comments and say,
I don't
wear
deodorant. Well, we don't need to know.
No,
but
that is- yeah,
everybody
I get you,
to
I
each
get
his
you,
own.
I get you.
But I'm saying like we don't realize we're doing it already.
Yeah.
So stop thinking you can't do it. You like, I don't know where to start. You're doing it already.
You're doing it.
But why not just do it for your family?
I know we brought up Atomic Habits.
Oh yeah.
And that's a book we really recommend reading about building habits. And one point I bring out of this is we are doing habits and doing things already. Like my wife said, brush your teeth. Those are habits, putting on deodorant. I like to say even locking the door. Just something so simple they're not even thinking about that they have implemented into their daily life. That's all you have to do when it comes to vision, clarity, and structure. It's something so big because think about it. If you don't brush your teeth and you're going to end up with having gum disease. You're going to get cavities. So when you're creating a vision for your marriage, just think about the big vision. I say dream big.
Yes.
But how can you take that big dream and put it into everyday, I think you said before, how can you break it down into a fraction where you can apply it into your everyday life? Okay, I got a question. How could not having a structure affect your marriage? Wait, let me rephrase the question. Do you think not having a vision could be playing a part in them having communication problems, having financial issues? Do you think that could be one reason why not having structure or vision?
I definitely think that's the reason why. Because y'all haven't took the time to actually write things down or to even talk about what your plans are. Because, like you said, plan is very important in your marriage. So, without that, your communication is going to be all over the place because we haven't really said what is our actual pinpoint or what is our actual goal for us.
Yep.
So when you don't have that communication, there's a leak within your marriage. It's not like you guys are actually sitting down having a true conversation and an honest conversation about where we going.
I was just saying when you said leak, I'm sorry, my mind went to there's a leak in that old building.
And I'm glad he look. That's
Okay,
what you
well,
call the old,
don't.
the old
Sorry, don't
Baptist
pay me
church.
no
You
attention.
know, you was the old Baptist
Don't
church
pay,
child.
I am from that era now. Where
Yes, you are.
they'll bust out and just like she talking
Yeah, just
in the
throwing out
hymn.
a song.
Yeah,
You be like, where that come
like
from?
what happened?
Yeah, that was odd. But
Trying to keep my forgive me.
oh my
I'm on
God.
medication right now, y'all.
Yes,
Y'all
kicking in.
forgive me. Like,
But I
but go
think
ahead.
I think that if y'all not communicating, you guys are just dating still. Like y'all not really trying to form a legacy. Y'all not trying to form where you guys can leave something for your children.
Yes.
Y'all not leaving anything. Y'all just pretty much in a girlfriend boyfriend
I like the
relationship. Y'all
dating, but yeah,
dating.
you
Y'all
coding. You
coding.
trying to still figure
Yes.
each
Y'all
other
are
out.
coding.
Yeah.
And that's not going to work if you don't communicate on what is our goal.
I think sitting down and talking, communicating about the goal, about the vision of for you and your marriage. That way you can have the clarity and then because it's the steps. You just can't have structure because you got structure for what? You don't know what the structure is for. You know what I'm saying? It goes in an order. That means you have to sit down and communicate the vision. And I know for us, man, you could tell them like, what are we about to do for our vision coming up in a few weeks?
In a few
I'm
weeks,
excited
I
about it.
know I am too. It's like a beanie vacation. So in a few weeks, we plan on taking our vision plan to a secluded area, which is kind of like we like nature, and we want to be somewhere that's away from home, but not too far.
Right.
So we're going there. We're writing things down. What we're going to do for 2026. I'm going to do a vision board
Yes.
where we can write things down in a straight structure and framework of things of what we're going to do from our finances and also for our podcast.
Yes.
And what is our new goal for next year? So we always go in with what can we do better? What we
Yes.
need to change from last
And
year, from this year.
that's what I was about
Yeah.
to say. What we need
What
to
we need
work
to,
on.
yes.
How did
Adjust.
this year go? Just do things like that.
Yes, and then we're gonna just pretty much finalize it on the last day that we're there to sum it up to make sure we have a clear understanding of what our vision is for 2026. So I'm excited about it. I advise you guys to, if it's just simply as going somewhere close or just
Do what you can.
yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Just somewhere y'all can actually sit down and talk and communicate about what we're gonna do.
Get
for
out
next
your
year.
normal. I think that's a big part of it. If you do a staycay, if you can't afford to go somewhere and get a place secluded, like I mean, go somewhere in the park for a day. It just kind of get out of the normal so you can have a fresh mind on your vision and what you want to do, which that takes us into our next point we'll talk about is focus, because you have to have focus to accomplish the vision or accomplish the structure, because you have to wake up each morning with a focus. What you think about focusing, babe?
When I think about focus, focus is being able to see something better. And I think about, like, for me, my focus, I think about when I said vision, think about me. So your focus and your vision is to actually pinpoint something. So, and bring it into clarity. So I have glasses, and there's a reason why I have glasses. So when I take these glasses off, okay, I have a hard time actually seeing things as they are. They're kind of distorted a little bit. I can read a few big words. I can see colors, but they're still, like I said, they're out of focus. I can see your actual profile of a person, but I might not be able to see you. I just see your profile. I don't know who you are because it's distorted. So, but when I put them back on, I can see with clarity and I can see it in sharp focus. And that's what
What's your cash app? Let me see. That's a cat. Let me see you.
That's-
You was preaching, man. You need the QR. We need a QR code on the screen right now because you preached that. See, go ahead.
But
I'm
that's
sorry.
how I see focus. That's how we're supposed to. That's why it's important to have focus in your vision because you are able to see it so clear and sharp. You won't be wavering about, oh, it's distorted. I'm not sure. It's not in tune. It's not in fine tune. But when you have the focus in fine tune, I can actually see you. I see you from the follicles on your hair. So you'll be able to see. I can see the follicles in your
Dang, you
scalp.
can see good.
So that's why you have a
That's what you need.
focus
Yeah, that's what you need.
for your vision. It's gonna fine tune it.
Wow,
You
that's
won't
good.
second guess it.
That's real good. That's real good. Like I really we could start right there because the illustration with the glasses and taking them off and you really can't see your vision is blurred, and when you put them on, like everything becomes more detailed. Like even my hair follicles on my face, like that that's it. Like really, that's it when you're talking about focus. That's how you have to be with your vision, with your marriage, with your goals and your structure. Where you're trying to go in life, you should be able to see it real detail. That's what focus brings. And the only part I would add to that is, let me add two parts. The first one is with focus, you need accountability.
Yeah.
You need somebody to keep you accountable. You can look at it for as a tutor.
Yeah.
You can look at it as a coach, a trainer. You can look at it as someone that's there to help you when you get off track.
Yep.
They're there to say, hey, no, you said that you wanted to be a air pilot. You are going over here wanting to be a Uber driver now. You lost your focus. You are no. Let's stay over here, and let's do that's what focus is. That's one point about focus. Another one is when you get distracted with your focus, it slows you down.
That's true.
So, a illustration right here. My wife gave a beautiful illustration about her glasses. If she take these glasses off, and I say, "Babe, can you go get me a cup of water?" And that's right in there. It's gonna take her a while
It sure is.
because she took because she took her focus off. But if she keeps her focus on, and I say, "Babe, can you go get me a cup of water?" It's gonna be like,
Quick.
"Okay, I'll be right back." That's the illustration. That's the second point. When you out of focus, you are distracted, and the process slows down.
So I don't know my aim.
You don't know what you're aiming at. It's blurry.
Yeah.
You can know where you want to go, but you really can't see it. Like you said, it's like I see shapes, I see maybe colors, but I just can't put a detail on it because I'm not really focusing on it. I'm distracted with Facebook. I'm
Yeah.
distracted with movies. I'm distracted with what's going on in the White House. Like I'm distracted. I'm out of focus, and I can't see what I need to be focusing on.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is. That's why you can see the details. That's why you can see the little things that's, oh, wait a minute, I need to change what I'm spending my money on right here. Because I'm really focused on saving 20 grand. I'm really focusing on getting out of this 9 to 5 rat race. I'm really focusing in on this. Now I can see it. But when you distracted by everything, you focusing on what everybody else is doing. You looking at the economy. Like this, those are things you cannot control. The only thing you could control is what's in your power, your stroke, your structure, your focus. And I think that's where people mess up at. And I just want to challenge y'all, man. Stay focused in this time because there's so many distractions.
is.
It's so much going on that's trying to pull your attention,
the
pull you
vision.
off course.
Yeah.
You're
That's-
right there.
that's
Just think
good.
you right there.
Ooh, that's good.
And something comes to pull you off course or pull
that's
you
good.
back. So focus is very
Ooh,
important.
that was good. No, I'm finna give you your money back. You know, I'm finna give you some money on that.
When you
Where the
in
plate?
need, when you in need, sow a seed.
Man, I'm
girl.
about to sow
Let
a
me
seed.
send you my cash out. I'm gonna
about to
take my
sow a
seed.
About to sow a seed.
I'm gonna take my seed.
That's so good about, man. It's so many other things that will pull your focus into what they have going. It distract you. That's so good.
Well, I just got it off of you with the glasses illustration was what like started all this. So I was feeding off of what you had put out there. That was real. There was some good information. Hopefully y'all got that. Hopefully y'all picked up on that about how somebody needed that. Somebody need to hear that about focus, about staying consistent with what you're doing. You got the structure, you right on it, but don't lose your focus. That's gonna slow down your pace. So y'all keep focus, which leads us to
Be intentional. Being intentional to me is doing what we're doing. I think a few more weeks. We're being intentional about creating our visions. Being intentional is like pinpointing. It's pinpointing how you're going to get from point A to point B. So it's how I'm going to put into action to get from my starting point and what I'm going to do in between that starting point to get to my destination. So that to me is intentional.
get this cash up out, man.
So that's intentional. And if you don't be intentional, that's when you get out that road map and you veered off when the GPS say wrong way, turn left. No, make a U-turn. That's when you done got off because you was not intentional about what was your starting point and where your end point was going to be. That's what I think about
That's
intention.
real good, man. It's like she's knocking it out the park. Like it's nothing. It's like, man, those are great points, babe. Because if you put the GPS on and it's taking you to a destination, you have to be very intentional about each and every turn, about getting gas, about the vehicle. Imagine having an electric vehicle and it's not fully charged. It's only able to take you 20 miles.
Yeah.
But your destination calls for 100-mile trip. You have to have those steps and everything in place. Like you said, when you putting in your vision as the destination, each turn means something. Each distance means something. And you looking at that GPS like, okay, turn left, turn right. It's traffic ahead. You got to know when to slow down.
Yep.
Looking at the signs. And that's the same thing when it comes to being intentional about your vision, about your structure. You have to wake up and be intentional about it. It's not just going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to happen when you turn down the donuts at work. It's going to happen when you put the extra $25 up and saying, oh, I don't want to buy the J's this week or this month. I need to put this back because I'm going to be intentional about funding my own business. Be intentional about going in the direction you want to go.
Your intentionality, it might change.
Right.
So it's okay if you have to go and readjust. everything from previously. Like if your vision, it didn't work here, or your structure didn't work here, and now you out of focus. So now you need to change your intention. It's not always going to be the same thing. So you might feel like, I tried, but it seemed like I still kind of veered off a little off my destination.
Right.
So it's okay that you veered off, but how can I revamp? And that made me think when you was talking about that, you had to revamp. Like nowadays, you have to revamp.
This is part 2 of a vision. The 5 pillars. You have vision, you have clarity, you have structure, you have focus, and you have intentionality. Look, if you've listened to this podcast this long, we really appreciate you. You're
Yes.
part of our family. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share this episode. We really appreciate y'all. Babe, you got anything else?
I challenge you guys to write down something for 2026, you guys as a couple and as a family. Even include your children. They need to understand what is a vision plan also. Let us know what you guys came up with.
Yeah, please let us know. Drop it in the comments. But until next time, we love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all are family. We appreciate y'all. Team Tasby, and we are deuces.
Bye.